turn on the report?
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay, so just to give you an update on the Discovery Summit, the Discovery Summits are events that we ISSIP just started in 2015, and these are typically, the format is a 2 days that we take a theme, and typically an emerging service-related technology theme with customer experience, and explore that to bring industry and academia together to explore opportunities in that intersection. So the first one we had was in collaboration with Consortium for Service Innovation, and Greg Uxton, who is the executive director of the consortium, and sponsored by Professor Stephen Kwan of San Jose State University. And we completed that in June, and we had a number of presenters from PTC, Salesforce, IBM, several other companies, and we had researchers from Virginia Tech, from UC Berkeley, from San Jose State University, basically presenting on latest research and finding at the intersection of data science and customer experience. The goal of this Discovery Summit was to develop a skills framework for a data scientist in an institution. And so we had more than 26 people registered, and the outcome of that is a high-level draft framework of a PowerPoint. And based on that, and together with the other attendees, we are developing a white paper that should be out in August. And this workshop, this summit was really successful. We got a lot of very good feedback from the participants, and the outcome of that is something that we believe will be valuable to the bigger membership. And based on the success of that, we are targeting to have another Discovery Summit this year. It hasn't been scheduled yet, but we are targeting third or fourth quarter for that. So, Halok, back to you to cover this one.
This is about, we are proposing a new program, or evolved program I will call. It will be titled Service Innovation Speaker Series. So as you know, since beginning of the ISSIP community, we have various weekly presentations, workshops, seminars. So we thought we can kind of cluster all of these under one umbrella called Service Innovation Speaker Series. And we wanted to create the environment for different community of interest and special interest groups to kind of knowledge sharing between them. So in this program, idea is basically we will have Service Innovation monthly roundtables, which I will give a word to Jim, who will talk about it a couple of minutes. We will have evangelistic webinars. And then we also have this Wednesday morning, 7:30 a.m., 30-minute presentations happening almost 2 years. So, and then we will include also community of interest presentations and then some customers speaking engagements. So in this list, Service Innovation Monthly Roundtables are the newest we added to our speaker series program. And so far Jim has run, I believe, 2 or 3 of them. Jim, would you like to say a couple words on those?
Yeah, they're just monthly get-togethers. We have lunch. They're relatively small, and we're using them to develop our relationships with our potential industry and institutional members, and the topics have ranged from things like Internet of Things and blockchain to data privacy and monetization of personal data. The HAP project. So yeah, we'll be having more of those in upcoming months. And if you're in Silicon Valley, please let me know, and we can invite you to them.
Perfect. Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
Okay. Next thing is, as you noticed, as ISSIP, we are so much in knowledge development and knowledge dissemination. So this is more about the creation and dissemination program. And this book series have been part of the ISSIP for a while. These are short, 80 to 90 pages long books. And so far we have 8 books published, 3 books forthcoming, and 15 books the various authors are writing. And then these are, again, mostly the targeted market is the professional about service innovation. And in addition to these book series, we also have ISSIP, directly ISSIP event resulted publications coming up. One of them is the panel reports. The other one is about the research paper on the T-shaped innovations. And the third one is about, again, the panels from Higgs conference Christopher Peters is leading. And anybody would like to propose a book for this series, please let me know or Jim know directly. So we are very happy to provide further information about these book series. Thank you, Yassi.
Thank you, Luke. Okay, it's my pleasure to turn it over to Dr. Zami Temesgen from Mayo Clinic. Zami, are you on the line?
I'm on the line. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. The floor is yours.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zami Temesgen. I am an infectious diseases physician at Mayo Clinic. I very much appreciate Yassi and ISSIP the opportunity to briefly present our recent work in Ethiopia. I also appreciate very much Andrzej Rudzinski, Yassi, and Jim Sporer for introducing me to the field of service science. So thank you again. I am interested and have been interested in healthcare in a resource-limited setting. And more concretely, I have been interested in healthcare in sub-Saharan Africa and Ethiopia, primarily because that's where I am originally from, but my interest is global. And so Africa has a huge burden of disease, about a quarter to the fifth of the world's burden of disease, but only 2 to 3% of the number of physicians globally. So I had been focusing on professional medical education, and I was very glad to hear the concept of human-centered service at this most recent ITServe conference that I attended. Well, we have been working on learning management systems and mobile phone based consultation programs in rural Uganda and Ethiopia, but then more recently we've been working on a service innovation project in a place called Bahir Dar, which is the third largest city in Ethiopia. So this is a collaboration of ISSIP, Mayo Clinic, the University of New Hampshire, IBM, Marquette University, Northwestern University, and Avant Education Concepts. And what we've done is basically stated that the problem with current professional medical education is not only the curriculum, is not only the number and quality of faculty, but it also is the physical infrastructure, the computing and the internet and communication infrastructure, and so on. We also stated that there is also a need to support engineering education, which suffers from the same kind of issues as medical education. We also felt that it is important to engage the local engineering community to support the healthcare delivery as well as the medical education. So to this end, we went to Bahadar and conducted a two-day workshop with the engineering and the medical community there, and we had a wonderful experience. I think it probably is the only time that the local engineering and medical community had met, in fact, to discuss things and forge the way ahead together. So that by itself is the main success of the workshop. However, we've also agreed to continue to work on the following issues. Number one, development of a biomedical engineering department at the Institute of Technology in Bahadar. Number two, development of subspecialty postgraduate programs at the College of Medicine in Bahadar. Number three, building the capacity of the research infrastructure across the university, but in particular at the College of Medicine. Think about developing a certificate or master's level program in educational leadership, and then continue the communication between the Institute of Technology and the College of Medicine to work together to identify areas of mutual interest and then work on this in collaboration with the external institutions that were present at this workshop. So this, in brief, is what we have been up to. I look forward to doing more of the same in the future. The challenge is to sustain it, and sustaining it requires funding. The challenge with funding is that there is no good business model to interest a lot of entities to fund our work, because our target audience is basically unable to pay for these kind of services. So we're trying to be creative in getting some funding to continue to do this. We also would like help in basically polishing this approach and continuing and expanding this activity. So Yassi, again, thank you for this opportunity. I'd be happy to answer any questions either online or offline from the members of the Board of Governors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zami. I think what you have done is really exemplary as an ambassador of ISSIP. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Doctor, this is Sunil Kripalani. I'm on the board of ISSIP, echoing Yassi's comment. This is really impressive. Very, very impressive. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Sunil. Okay, turn it over to Ralph Badanelli. Hi, Ralph. I saw Ralph on the line. I think he's getting off mute. Maybe we can. I see Ralph still on mute. Maybe we can move to the next slide, and then Ralph could get off mute. We'll give a chance to Ralph to get off mute. Heather Yorko from Cisco or DJ Chrisman, are you guys on the line and would like to present? So that everyone knows, this is what the Service Innovation Framework SIG has done over the last quarter is really impressive. And they've been able to accomplish a lot. And Heather and DJ will tell you more about this. And if you notice, they are the featured SIG at this call. So go ahead, DJ, please.
Hey, Yasi. Yeah, thanks for the introduction, and I know Heather's on the call as well. I think you accidentally went ahead one slide.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, everyone. Hope you're doing well. So just a quick overview of, our group and what we've accomplished this past quarter. We're currently stand at about 38 members. It was really nice to see some of our new members, such as Gerhard, Paul, Anuja, and Hans and Andre highlighted at the beginning of this call, who have done a great job, and we're very grateful to have them as volunteers as part of our group. For those that are interested in learning more about our group or, join in on the calls, we have weekly calls Tuesday at 10:30 a.m., so feel free to reach out to Heather or I if you would like to become part of our group and volunteer. We also have a Twitter handle page on the Global ISSIP website, but a little more about what we've done this past quarter. Anuja, who's part of our group, has really done a great job at identifying speakers that can be part of the speaker series in partnership with Haluk, which was touched on, I believe, earlier on the call. A week or two ago, actually, one of the speakers we identified as part of our group, who is a associate professor of services marketing at the College of Management at University of Wisconsin-Stout, actually gave a talk, and that's just one of the 6 speaker contacts that Anuja has done a great job identifying as part of our group to be part of the speaker series. So it's been great to really collaborate there and have a nice platform with the education SIG. In addition to that, one of the big initiatives we've done this past quarter is, many of you on the call may be familiar, we have in our Google Drive folder essentially a library of service innovation frameworks, tools, white papers, various other publications. And Gerhard, who's a professor at RWTH Aachen University, as well as 2 of his exemplary graduate students in service innovation who have done research on service innovation, have come together and really done a gap analysis on that library of service innovation resources that we have. And they're working on, and it's almost complete actually, the first draft. It will be complete by the end of next week. They're working on creating a service innovation tool. As part of that, they've created a service innovation wheel as well. So that's some a tangible thing that we've come up with as a group, as we are the Service Innovation Framework group, and we're coming up with a Service Innovation Framework, Service Innovation tool that is created by ISSIP based on some of the top service innovation resources that are in that Google Drive library. Next steps as far as that goes, we're hoping to, based on what has come up with, potentially write a white paper, present on this at various innovation conferences, such as the T-Summit, which we're looking to be involved in, which occurs March 21st and 22nd of 2016. And we're also, another initiative that we've worked on this past quarter, which is not complete yet, but we started to work on it, is a innovation conference playbook. So as part of this T-Summit, they have different chairs from the past year. So last year there was a chair from Michigan State University. This year there's a new chair, and there's really a desire to have basically a service innovation conference playbook, so that people could more easily plan these innovation conferences. Heather, did you want to talk a little more about some other things that we've worked on and where we're really looking to go next?
Yeah, absolutely, DJ. Thank you. So as far as how we're continuing to grow our SIG, we definitely have a focus on practitioners. So the ask that we have from the team today is if there are additional people that you know that are interested in service innovation frameworks, either creators of them or people that are leveraging them as practitioners, we would absolutely ask that you share our information with them. Please do invite them to join the group. There's a lot of great work that we're doing right now, as DJ had mentioned, around creating the framework, getting it out into the world, but we want to have practitioners test it out. We want to make sure that what's been created is real and useful for people in the world that are leveraging service innovation frameworks and making decisions around service innovation and how services are being provided. So that's the first ask that we have of this team. Secondly, we want to make sure that if there are people that you think would be great speakers, they can certainly partner with Anuja and with Haluk to become part of our speaker series. So again, anyone that you know that is a practitioner that has leveraged service innovation frameworks or has created one of their own. So we're looking for people both from corporate and academic backgrounds to join and present as part of our group. And then finally, as DJ had mentioned, there is an ISSIP framework Twitter handle. So if you like to tweet, if you are out sharing information around services innovation and frameworks, you can certainly always address us or hashtag us just to keep things aligned and get additional information out about our group. We are also part of LinkedIn, so we do have a community there as well. But I could not be more proud of the work that this team has done. It's been fantastic to have Gerhard and his team join, and the work that DJ and Anuja has done has just been amazing. So I just wanted to take a moment to really thank the team for the great work that's been done and for all the work we have coming in the T-Summit coming up next year.
Thank you so much, Heather. I want to thank you for your leadership and everyone else's effort on the SIG. And also a shout out to Carlos who brought the idea of this SIG together. So great work. So actually, before I go to the next one, going back to Ralph. Ralph, can you give us an update on the standards? Okay, I'll say a couple of words, and then I know Haluk is working with Ralph on this, and maybe Haluk would want to say a couple of words. And Ralph, if you come on, please interrupt me. So, as many of you might know, ISSIP really is not in the business of defining standards, but we are very much interested in influencing standards where basically technologies are being defined that have service implications. So this is the area where we are asking our members that are involved with standards, with some standards bodies, to represent ISSIP and aspects of services that's important to service innovation in the standard bodies they're involved in. And this is where Professor Ralph Badinelli of Virginia Tech, our board member and chair of our publications committee, took the initiative to involve ISSIP with the VDML standards and came up with a whole program that Ralph and Haluk are working on. So, Haluk, would you like to say a few words about this?
Sure, I can say a couple words. Actually, this project is primarily started and led by the Professor Ralph Badinelli from Virginia Tech University. I am kind of just an assistant with my bare minimum knowledge on this topic. So the idea is there's a new, pretty new model and language called Value Delivery Modeling Language. And then basic idea with this project is that taking the service systems and modeling based on using this modeling language. So far, most of the service systems have been modeled by using business process modeling and notation. So we are hoping to come up with some guidelines and templates about how to model service systems with this VDML. And the project is right now, basically Ralph is primarily developing the content and some structures and guidelines, and I'm basically testing some of those approaches with some student assignment this summer with piloting. And we are hoping to have a more implemented projects beginning of January of 2016. So I'm not sure if the Ralph back on the line. If he is, maybe he can continue.
Yeah, I think also being mindful of time.
Okay, he might be having some technical issues, I think. So.
Yeah, Ralph, if you get on and you want to say a couple of words, just let me know or let Haluk know. Okay, actually, Haluk, you can continue, please.
Okay, thank you, Yassi. This is just an update about the Special Interest Group Education and Research. As you know, we started this SIG almost 2 years ago. Wow, time flies by fast. And Jim and I have been co-leading this SIG. So far, we have 117 members, and basically, we have been continuing this weekly calls on the morning of 7:30 a.m. of Wednesdays. And almost last 2 months, we basically combined these presentations with the Special Interest Group Service Innovation SIG, which Anuha has been working very diligently with me to evolve this presentation series for creating an environment for cross-contamination between the SIGs. So far, we had 90-plus presentations. Our next presentation will be on July 29. And Jim, would you like to say a couple words about the SIG you have you started?
I just would like to say thank you to you and all the others who participate in that on a regular basis, and Haluk makes sure that the announcements go out and does a lot of the things that makes it work, and it's great to see it combined with the Service Innovation Framework. But I think we're in 5 more calls, or 6 more calls. We're up to 100 calls in the series,
right.
And many of them recorded with the slides out there. And today, Tim Chow gave a great Tim Chow of Stanford gave a great talk, and I think there were 20-plus people on the call. So, if you have time on your Wednesdays at 10:30 Eastern Time or 7:30 Pacific Time, it's a good 30 minutes to spend with colleagues and find out something new. So, back to you, Haluk.
Okay, thank you, Jim. And this has been a great team effort for the SIG's evolvement. And Yassi, it's back to you.
Thank you, Haluk and Jim, and another really impressive SIG and accomplishments. Of course, all of our SIGs are very impressive. So, and with that, we'll hear from Daniela San Giorgi, who's the chair of Casimir DeCostas from IBM and Marist, I think. Casimir? I think Casimir is not on. So I'll just cover this. Basically, this SIG has been focused on promoting education related to SDN and NFV services. They have about 10 members, and they participated in several conferences over the last year, and you can read that. But the focus that this SIG has is writing papers and presenting at these conferences. So as you can see, they've been really busy over the last couple of quarters. And what they're also focusing on going forward is looking at co-sponsored conferences within ISSIP and having more of such events. They typically have a monthly call. So the next one, I guess August being a quiet month, there's no call then, but the next one is September. And the goal also for this year is to submit a paper to the IC3P and other conferences as the opportunities present themselves. So the next one is the service design SIG. Daniela, are you online? I thought I saw Daniela earlier. I guess not. And Don Allen isn't online either. Okay, so this is another great special interest group. About 7 members. Most recently, Denise Sire has joined them. And is making great contributions. They have developed a checklist, a tool to assess where a company is on the servitization journey with a focus on service design and service dominant logic. And with that checklist, which is more of a practical checklist, they are also writing a white paper and focusing the ServDesk Conference 2016 for that paper. And really great work that they have developed. I've had the privilege of peeking into some of the work that they have done. Currently, Dennis is testing the tool with several members of the industry, several companies and organizations. I know she's testing the tool with Cisco, with Kaiser Permanente, and when they have the first round of feedbacks, then they're going to go into the larger ISSIP community. That's what they plan to do. So stay tuned for more information about the results of the SIG, but really great stuff. So the last one is our community of interest, Cognitive System Institute. I'm not sure if Diane Fidel is on. I didn't think Diane is on. So Jim, would you like to say a couple of words about the Cognitive System Institute speaker series?
Sure. Yeah, sure, Yasi. This is another one of the community of interest. It's not quite a SIG yet, but it has weekly calls at Thursday at 7:30 a.m. and Diane Fidel leads those calls. We've had and all of the calls are recorded, posted to the web along with slides, so you can go out to the URL that's off the cognitive-science.info website and see the previous speakers. And really the focus is on how to develop cognitive assistance for all occupations. And obviously that's a long journey, a very, very hard thing to do. But we have a great series of speakers, mostly academics doing research in artificial intelligence or cognitive science. But it does tie in very nicely to the National Science Foundation's work on smart service systems, where people are augmented with cognitive assistance to be more creative and productive. So it's, again, a good series. If you've got time Thursday mornings and want to spend 30 minutes with colleagues and learn something new, I definitely recommend it. Back to you, Yasi.
Thank you so much, Jim. Just some updates on the operations. So on the individual membership, we have had some good growth over the last quarter, about 10% growth, total of 802 people, and average additional per month has been 24, which is all of these numbers are healthy growth numbers. So the breakout of basically membership profile, for those of you who remember this chart from previous quarters, we had a category called Others, and over the last quarter, we are seeing a trend that's really great, which is we're seeing more students signing up in ISSIP. And so we really broke that down. So you can see that predominantly the majority of our individual members are from various companies. Then academics, that's the split that has existed, and then we are adding students, 11%. Still, we would love to have a lot more students active in ISSIP, but we are directionally moving in the right direction. Then institutional members, as you heard, there are a number of new programs that are engaging many industry members or many companies in ISSIP, and our approach is getting them involved with projects that we're working on and get them interested in the projects, in some of the projects that our members are working on, and we've definitely been doing that. And the Discovery Summits, the SIGs, the roundtables, all of those innovation speaker series, all of those are really helping in getting more industry engaged and active in ISSIP. So we are in dialogue with the companies that you see here, and perhaps even more, and we'll have, given the value that we're co-creating together, this is going to be really a strong value proposition for some of these companies to join ISSIP. And our ask of the board is, again, helping us with inviting companies to get engaged, new companies to get engaged in ISSIP, and with those that we are engaged in to help us move forward. So I just want to give a shout out to several individuals, and I'm sure I apologize for some of you that should be here and are not, but over the last quarter, these members have really contributed tremendously to ISSIP. Jim Sporer, exemplary contributions through the ICSERV and Frontiers in Service Conference, two really great conferences, and it was both Jim and Omar were in the conference committee, and since last year they've been working to have these two conferences in San Jose, which really culminated in great speakers both from industry and academia, and gave the opportunity to ISSIP to be a sponsor of both events and to really play a significant role. So thank you, Jim and Amar. Wendy Murphy was really the executioner behind these two events and did a fabulous job. So many thanks to Wendy. And again, connecting those two conferences with ISSIP, she really is a great promoter of ISSIP. She's been, this has been the case, and she continues to do that. Christoph Peters, he's been working on a white paper that came out of the workshop at Hicks, and some of us have seen a draft version of it, and he's done a tremendous job on this. Saule Simantite She's our editor-in-chief. The newsletter is basically architected by Saule, and she continues to do a great job in getting those newsletters on time every month with great content. So we thank Saule. Last but not least on this slide is I want to thank Sunil, Amar, and Monique for sponsoring this. This WebEx comes to you from their sponsorship. So thank you so much for enabling ISSIP to have this great technology. Heather and DJ, I said this before, but thank you for outstanding leadership. And of course, Gerhard and Andre, Hans, Anuja, Paul, all of you guys are doing a tremendous job on the Service Innovation Framework SIG. And then the service design SIG, as I said, they've been under the radar, but they're doing tremendous work led by Daniela and Dawn. And then all the members are really contributing to these tools. JJ, Nick, Leslie, Tarun, and Denise, great job. And again, last but not least, Ralph and Haluk. Ralph, thank you for leading our first standard influencing effort, and Haluk, thank you for working with Ralph on this. So here is an update on the financials. I won't go through all the details, but pretty much what you can see is that the financials are healthy. So I'll just pause here and see if there are any questions. And if not, I'll open it up to the open section of the call. If there are any questions for the board and any comments, please go ahead. We have about 7 minutes, so we would love to hear from you.
Yassi, just a call out to you and the great work that you've been doing with ISSIP. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your dedication and hard work as well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sunil. It's a great team. I can't take all the credit. We have a great team, so and great members. So we have very dedicated and you know. So thank you so much, Sunil.
So this is Monique. First of all, fantastic. I'm just very, very impressed and humbled by what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. So congratulations to everyone. Yassi, what was our target for membership this year? Do you have that target number?
For the end of the year? Yes.
Yep.
We have, in detail, I don't have it. But are you talking about individual membership?
I think overall.
Yeah.
Overall membership.
So our target was 1,000 members.
That's what. So it's 1,000. So we're trending toward that target then.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to know. Thank you so much. Thanks again.
Sure. Any other questions, comments, ideas that you would like to share with the board?
Yes, I have a question. Another follow-up question to the board, to the team. On the forthcoming T Summit, we had actually, there was actually a possibility of having Catherine Sullivan perhaps be at that as a keynote, be at the event. I had the pleasure of meeting Catherine at Columbia University. She's an astronaut. She actually talked about the importance of T profiling as pivotal to her career. So I was wondering whether or not we had any agenda as to what that summit's going to look like, and whether or not we have been thinking about bringing somebody like a Catherine Sullivan Dr. Catherine Sullivan on board. Thanks.
Yeah, hi, Monique. I'll take that one. This is Jim. September is about the time frame when they're hoped to start getting the invites out to the keynotes, so we still have a little bit of time before that. The organizing committee has been meeting once a month, getting the basics organized. So we're still in the early stages of getting the messaging and so forth right before we invite her. And it will be in Washington, D.C. at the National Academy. So hopefully that'll be a convenient location for her. And definitely on the list and one of my favorites to speak. I think it would be fabulous to have an astronaut at a T Summit.
Yeah, I was thinking also maybe Megan Smith, too, the CTO in the United States. The other thing I wanted to say, the importance of T-profiling is coming up more and more and more. It's certainly an attribute that people are looking for, especially in the cybersecurity space. So I think we can really, that summit, I've got my eye on that summit, can be very, very compelling. And that's why I thought if we're doing agenda bashing, if we have to wait until September for the call, that would be, we have super opportunities, especially since it's going to be in Washington. So thanks a lot, Jim.
Yeah, and Monique, I should get you connected with Tony Boconfuso, who's the leader of the UIDP, because he's the local host, and he's really driving everything this year. So that's something I need to do is connect you to Tony. And next time you're in Washington, D.C., it might be good to connect up with him.
Well, I'll be there closely. I'll be there around, I have a cyber event around, I'll be in Virginia, so it'll be August 12th, 13th.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
all
good.
Right.
Let me get you introduced. And for people who haven't seen it, there's a startup out of MIT and Stanford called NACK, K-N-A-C-K, like getting the knack of something. And I just had some material sent to me today. They're doing badges and for all kinds of T-shaped related stuff. So that might be something for people to look at who are interested in this T-profile area. And I don't know if Lou Freund is on, but I know Lou is continuing to evolve the T material. And in fact, Lou is going to be leading an ISSIP, one of the ISSIP-sponsored conferences, the human side of service engineering, next week in Las Vegas. And there's sessions on T-shapes there. So I don't know if Lou's on and wants to say anything about that or not. I guess not. I know we're just about out of time, but I do want to really thank Amar and Sunil and everyone who helped with those two conferences. Yasi, I mean, you organized volunteers. I'm sure there's lots of people I'm not thanking. I should, but especially Wendy for those conferences. I thought they were, big hits, and the ISSIP logo was splashed all over the place, and I thought it was a really good opportunity to promote to ISSIP in a community that really focuses on service and service innovation. So thank everybody again for those.
Yeah, well done, everyone. Applause.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. Okay, we have 1 more minute. All right. So with that, if there are no more, if there are no questions or comments, I think we can adjourn.
Yep. Thank you, Yasi.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much, Yasi.
Everybody. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.